Hello, my name is Trey Amon. Title of my presentation is Implementation of Advanced Technology in Construction Efficiency and Safety, a review on virtual reality, augmented reality, and building information modeling. My presentation will follow this set outline. The introduction with information on the background and the objective of the review, followed by the overview of the literature collection. Next will be an explanation of the key parameters. Then the results will be discussed, followed by an analysis of the results. Nearing the end, I will explain the research gap discovered, and lastly, the conclusion. And now look at the introduction. 12 out of 25 most dangerous jobs are in the construction industry. Out of 4,764 fatal work injuries in 2020, 1,008 of them were in the construction industry. Out of 2.7 million non-fatal workplace injuries, only 165,300 were in the construction industry. This leads to conclusion that injuries in the construction industry are often more fatal than not. Looking at the graph, it shows the 108 total fatalities grouped into categories of how they occurred. 36.5% of people either fell, slipped, or tripped. 25.5% of people were killed in transportation incidents. Exposure to harmful substances or environments were responsible for 17.3%. Contact with objects and equipment occur in 15.2% of the cases. 5.5% accounted for violence and injuries by persons or animals. Lastly, 1.1% of fatalities occur due to fire and explosions. The objective of this review is to conduct a critical review of case studies regarding safety and efficiency by applying modern technologies, virtual reality, augmented reality, and building informational modeling to the construction industry. The main goal was to gain a better understanding of the effectiveness of modern technology being used in the construction industry to improve safety and efficiency. Now to the collection of literature. I use 5 main keywords to help me in finding sources to review for the study. Those words were virtual reality, or VR, augmented reality, or AR, safety, technology building information modeling, or BIM, and efficiency technology. I choose these words because they all directly relate to the object and goal of my study. In order to obtain literature and case studies, I followed the below strategy. First, the keywords were selected based on my topic and objective. Second, I set certain filters in order to narrow down the amount of studies that will come up. The filters I used were a language filter that was set to English, a date published filter that was set to 2009 to present, and a publication type filter, which was set to show only journals and books on the topics. For the third step, I searched 4 main databases: JSTOR, Google Scholar, ASC Library, and LSU Digital Library. The fourth step was to download and review the articles. I reviewed articles based on the information I obtained through the titles, abstracts, and keywords in each source. For the fifth and final step, I analyzed and synthesized the literature. For this, the main themes and trends were identified based on how they related to modern technology being used for safety and or efficiency. For this review, 15 relevant case studies from all over the world were reviewed. There were certain criteria each case study had to meet to be considered. The criteria consists of the year published, the credibility of the source, and the key information obtained. The topics and scope of each case study were aligned and discussed with regards to safety and or efficiency with modern technology. Throughout this rigorous selection, all studies used provided valuable perspective regarding utilizing modern technology. Next, I will discuss the research gap in the literature review. There is a lack of research and discussion of the effectiveness of technology when completing a construction project with versus without technology. There is a lack of observation on how effective technology is at preventing injuries and fatalities. Future research should combine safety and efficiency in order to determine if using technology to improve efficiency will work dually to improve safety. The key parameters will now be examined. The first set of parameters extracted and compared are the types of technology used and its effectiveness. Group A represents AR-based methods of technology. Group B represents VR-based methods of technology. Group C represents BIM-based methods of technology. And Group D represents other methods of technology. Looking at the graph, the column all the way to the left refers to which resource links to each description. The first source is an assessment of implementing VR in the Egyptian construction industry. This was a very effective method of implementation as the Egyptians saw it as successful in improving the efficiency in their projects. The second source was only somewhat effective. This discussed the practices and effectiveness of BIM in construction projects in China and found that it is not being utilized to its full potential due to several factors, including owner support or buy-in. The next source included owner support or buy-in. Well, the next source looked at electric impulse technology and its use in reducing noise pollution during demolition. This one was also somewhat effective as I felt it could bring in BIM or AR in order to better plan ahead and ensure safety precautions are set. Next was a case study on BIM and blockchain technology being used in the construction industry. This one was very effective as its study found that using the technology would greatly benefit efficiency in the industry. The case study integrated BIM technology on a large hospital construction project to assess whether or not it would help with overall efficiency. This was a very effective study that proved its worth in using BIM technology. The last case study examined the use of AR for virtual safety training and was very effective as well. The second set of parameters examined included the dates of the publications, the type of technology used in the case study, and the relevance to today. Unlike the previous set of parameters that used only one source, each here used multiple depending on the type of technology used. The first two utilized two different studies that discuss virtual reality. One was published in 2022 and one was in 2023. Both of these studies were applicable to today and showed that there is worth in utilizing VR in today's construction industry. The next row examined two different case studies that both dealt with augmented reality. Both of these studies were published in 2022. Again, these were also applicable to today's workforce. The third row examined 4 case studies that reviewed building information modeling technology. These were published throughout a wider time frame from 2015 to 2022. Because of the time gap, these studies show that BIM continues to grow in relevance to the construction industry and should be more widely used now that it has relevance studies almost 10 years old. The last row also utilized 4 case studies published between 2022 and 2023. These are also applicable to today's workforce. We'll now review the results and analysis of the review. The word cloud serves to allow for a quick examination of the keywords used in each case study abstract. The most used words are larger and lighter in color. We can see that the word construction, safety, and technologies is used the most often. which helps to prove the relevancy of the selected case studies used in this review. You can see the efficiency is missing from the larger words. This helps to prove the research gap previously discussed. The bar graph here showcases how often safety and efficiency were discussed and which technology method they were related to in the case studies review. The x-axis of the graph represents whether technology was used for safety, efficiency, or both. The y-axis of the graph displays how often each was used. The results are that efficiency and slightly more prevalent than safety because companies seem to be more concerned with completing jobs quickly and easily. Rarely are safety and efficiency discussed in the same study, and never in the case that one affects the other. The conclusion will now be discussed. This review confirms that using technology in the construction industry can help reduce work-related injuries and fatalities. This is because training can be provided in real-life environments without having to actually be in the field. Technologies has the potential to make construction projects much more efficient. However, the case studies reviewed provided that in order for technologies to make jobs safer, more efficient, companies must be willing to go through training and practice in using the technologies often. Thank you.